So that's why I'm not really worried about him pushing up. It's just right here that I care about. Fuck! We're doing finish him and no one crosses the finish line. What does that mean? We're playing as non-aligned Finland, so not going communist, not going fascist, which means that we cannot take Norway or Sweden, essentially. We have to play historically to get the Soviets to attack us and then kick their butts, join the Germans in kicking their butts to get both of those achievements. And we cannot lose, as it says in this achievement window here, we cannot lose a single core ever until September 19th, 1944. So since most of you guys like to only watch for the first 2 minutes, I'm just going to put this at the beginning right here. It's going to be a too long, didn't watch type of summarization of all the specific things I did to get this achievement. This is what we got at the onset of the war. This is what my national focus tree looks like on the right. So I went all the way down to here. I'm going to be taking this one next. At the start of the war, this will be the first one. Politically, this is where I'm at. I went down here, here, and then took these ones. For Army experience, or for my officer corps, this is what my army looks like. This is what my doctrine tree looks like. I've already moved all the way down to here, almost down to the split in the tree right here. My advisors, this is what they look like. I have Mannerheim. Then I have the artillery genius and the regrouping genius in power. I have 645 political power saved up. And that'll be for the immediate onset of the war. 450 will go immediately to going to all adults serve. I'm going to spend, I think what I'm going to do is spend it on the infantry expert right now. These are the political guys I have in power. These ones don't matter as much. Construction-wise, bunkers built in the south, here and here at these key defensive positions, or attempting to be built. I wasn't able to finish them all the way, but at least they have one fortification on these weak areas. Patsamo, here and here are the other weak areas. Here in my last game, I was able to hold a strong defense. And yeah, I think I already showed you. This is what my entire army is composed of, is this template right here. 3 infantry companies, 1 artillery company, a support artillery company, engineer company, and then a long-range patrol company. Now let's get into actually doing the achievement. Hopefully I can do it on this run. Welcome back, everyone, to another Hearts of Iron video. We are going for, like I said, these 2 achievements. We are kind of playing close to what actual historical Finland did in the 1939 to 1940 winter war between Finland and Russia, and then the continuation war that occurs, I think, in 1941 when the Finns joined the Germans in Operation Barbarossa and attacking Russia. Because we not only have to hold, but we have to help defeat the Russians without joining a faction. The way we're going to do that, national focus wise, this is how we're going to roll. We're going to hit industrial focuses right here, these 4 right here, to get some civilian factories and some minus 15% consumer goods. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to hit Finnish neutrality. This is going to be our main path right here. Going down the left-hand side first, taking these 3 focuses. Then going the right-hand side here, taking these 3 focuses to get some higher recruitment so we can build. Then after that, we're going to switch back over to here. We're going to be hitting these military focuses, mixing in with some of these industrial focuses to gain civilian factories as we need them. But first, we're going to be heading down this left side to get military factories, then hitting out here in the middle to get as many focuses of these as we can before the Winter War of 1939. The Russians will attack us in October of 1939 if you're playing on historical. I'm also playing with all the DLCs enabled in 2024, so with that South American DLC enabled up to that point. So my first focus is going to be enhanced southern infrastructure. For research, I don't need weapons at the onset, so I'm going to be focusing on industry and electronics. Next, for factories, we're just going to be building military factories in this area back here with the 40%. 40% means is the level of infrastructure that it's at. So the higher the level of infrastructure it's at, the easier it is to build there. So trying to build military factories in here, probably shouldn't do that. Alrighty, military factory wise, what we're going to be devoting our military factories to is here and here. So 5 military factories, 2 infantry equipment, 5 to artillery, 1 to trains, 1 to trucks. Just like that. Then we're also going to be getting convoys. We do need convoys to try and use the international market later. We're going to have to trade away a couple of our factories. So we're going to trade this away to Germany. We're going to want to boost up Germany a little bit. I think here we'll trade to Portugal, and then we'll do Germany again. Alrighty, for our actual military, we start out with 18 all-right divisions, which is enough to man every single tile, honestly, but we're going to have to switch these division templates out for something a little smaller so that way we can have some type of operational reserves in our military. It's okay, it's going to be a little bit smaller because with these focuses that we're going to be able to get on this right-hand side, they're extremely overpowered defensive focuses that we can get that will maximize our individual division templates' defensive ability. I'm just going to have these guys sit on the border. I'm not really going to set any generals to them yet because as we do focuses, we're going to unlock more and more powerful generals. So it's good to just wait until the war is just about to begin and then set all your generals down. Set the 5 speed and we're going to go. This is just going to be building phase. What areas are we focusing on our defense? So at the onset, I'm thinking about where are our key defensive positions going to be, our KDPs as they're referred to. And that's going to be here in Karyala. Historically, this is where the Soviets focused their main thrust. It's also going to be here we have low supply. This province right here, this 3-tile province, Sala, as well as most importantly, Patsamo. We cannot lose a single tile to get this achievement. So those weak areas I need to be focused on having my priorities for reserves to be. Alrighty. So you can see my manpower is very, very low. If you're playing communist or fascist, you can increase your manpower a lot. However, if you're playing not aligned, your manpower isn't going to get too much higher. We can increase it with some of the focuses that we're going to be able to take. Also, to get this achievement, it's much better to play on historical because the Soviets cannot go into a civil war. If the Soviets go into a civil war, it says right here, yeah, the Soviet Union has completed beaten but not defeated, which is the Civil War focus for the Soviet Union. You can no longer get that achievement. And half the time they'll take that, I would say maybe 40% of the time they'll take that on non-historical. So it's better to play on historical so you know exactly what time you need to prepare for. You know exactly what the Germans are do. They're not going to do like a civil war and then not help you later. So better just play it historical for this. Keep her going. Political power is also going to be big. We're going to need to be able to we need to spend our political power wisely because we have some good but expensive military advisors that we can get to help us out. All right, now we'll do the support weapons. I'm going to spend my political power to develop my industrial military complex, especially for my infantry weapons to increase my production power with them. Alright, we'll do this one, and then we'll switch over to that left side like I mentioned. Mannerheim, Army Defensive Genius. We're increasing our defensive capabilities and our entrenchment to the highest levels that we possibly can. Effectively multiplying the defensive power of our entrenched divisions. At the start of the war, I'm going to want to have at least 300 political power saved up to change my conscription levels immediately once the war begins. Alright, we're going to switch over to here, do Finnish neutrality, and go down to repurpose small industries, which will give us a couple more civilian factories. We are already at 4, 5 civilian factories, and then I'm going to build my intelligence agency. I'm going to get this guy, the white liberal, Jackson, so that he can boost my political power, increase my production efficiency cap, and give me more support for unaligned. What I'm really looking at, though, is these two focuses right here, though. Railways and infrastructure gives me 2 supply hubs. If you didn't know, supply hubs take forever to build, and then gives me 2 civilian factories plus minus 10% consumer goods factories factor, and then we can convert military factories. I typically never worry about that. We're going to join the Comintern Pact, because why not? We're going to be fighting with the Germans against the Soviets anyway. Alrighty, next I'm going to get the Master Armorer. Give significant boosts to factory production, as well as just other defensive bonuses with the equipment conversion speed and equipment experience cost. Start with a deficit with supply and infantry equipment, but we'll be changing that as we build more military factories. Alrighty, repurpose small industries. And we're going to get rid of our president. We have currently Savinor Food in, but we're going to get Kiosti Kallio. It's got more political power gain, and political advisors cost less. Much nicer. Super annoying with this balance of power thing, because you're just going to be losing public trust every day. Minus 10%. I think it's just one of the... You just naturally get that. You can't change it. So comment down below if you know how to if you know something different to fix that. I'm sure there's someone out there. I'm not the most experienced Hearts of Iron player, and as it gets darker outside, because I am doing this after work, because I work for a living, unlike some of you people. But I know some people that don't work for a living could actually figure that out for me. Please, thank you. We're going to first devote our army experience to boosting our defensive capabilities. We will be creating defensive geniuses everywhere. So I'm doing tenacious defense, which increases the defense of our officers as they level up. Engineering core, increase entrenchment speed, and yeah. Then static warfare, which is entrenchment speed plus that, and all this other stuff with defense. Alrighty, now we're going to switch back. It is 1937, so we still have about 2 years left till the Soviets begin to make their move. So I'm going to go down here, go down this way. Maybe I'll do another one of these industry focuses, like such as this one, perhaps this one. Oh my goodness. Thank you, China. Can't do this one until we have 25% world tension, so we are limited by that. But by the end of 37, I'm sure we will be there. And we'll do this one. Go down here, knock out these, come back over here, and get down to defense in depth, which will allow us to build forts 20% faster and increase our entrenchment by 10%. Pretty solid. I'm going to create these single division templates just so I can spit out guys super rapidly. I want 12 divisions to be on standby. We're not going to have enough equipment to deploy these guys initially. That's okay. Eventually we will. By the time we start the war, we will be fully supplied and mostly fully manned. Still be pretty low on manpower. Okay, I'm going to get the military theorist. And then the rest of my political power, I'm going to be spending on getting artillery genius and army regrouping genius. Perhaps either logistics or later we're going to get an infantry expert. Perhaps one of those, because that will help boost our defensive capabilities, but then the rest will need to be saved for increasing my conscription levels. Alright, but for now we're going to go down here. This gives us more steel, civilian, and a military factory, which is crazy nice. And we're going down superior firepower because I want that soft attack. Soft attack is key for fighting the AI. If you're fighting in multiplayer against a human player, you want hard and piercing damage, because typically human players want to play with tanks. AI, they don't really favor tanks, they favor increased manpower reserves. I don't think I'm going to do an industry concern. That's 150 political power saved for me. Last time I did this, because I just did one previously, but last time I did this game previously, my weak areas were here, here, and here. This place held strong. I wasn't able to finish all the fortifications I wanted to build in time. So that was a loss. And I wasn't able to deploy my reserves fast enough. I kind of wasn't ready for when the war was exactly going to start. So that's on me. We're going to go down and get these 3 focuses now. Just trying to increase our recruitable population. And if you're trying to see which focuses give you manpower, you can look up here and use this to filter which focuses specifically you're trying to shoot for. So I know I need to hit these 2. When the war starts, I can hit this one, and when we hit 25% world tension, we can hit this one. I already have a surplus of infantry equipment and towed artillery, which is a bueno. I'm looking good already. Now what I could do is start utilizing the international market. I could buy some tanks if I wanted to. I don't really want to. Not a lot going on for us in 1938. 1939, or towards the end of 1938, that's when things really start to pick up for us. With these 2 focuses, we get plus 20% recruitable population factor. Super big, gives us, I think, another 40 to 60,000 manpower that we can work with before we start the war. These are going to be pretty much all the divisions that we're going to have at the start of the war. I'm going to have at least 1 division on every single port. So the Soviets can't take that. I have 4 ports here and then a 5th one, so at least 5 divisions on the ports. And then the other 7 of my divisions will be devoted to being that reserve in those key defensive positions. After this military factory is done being built, I'm going to start working on building my forts. Those are the areas I'm worried about. is here. World tension's still at 22%, so I can't really do much other than go down these 2 focuses right here, building up those forts now. The Mannerheim line doesn't actually add a ton of forts. It's all in Karyala. So it's going to add a bunch of forts in here, but more as like subsequent battle positions rather than in my primary battle positions that I'm trying to fight in. So you can see those forts got built right here, added to this part here, and then a couple forts back in the rear. We're going to do the next focus, defense in depth, which is going to add more further forts in our rear. Currently, we're almost a year out from fighting the Soviet Union. This focus is big for defense. Max entrenchment plus 10%, entrenchment speed plus 5, land fort construction speed plus 20% for about 2 years. So, it's super helpful. We're going to try and get all these forts built and maybe add a couple more. We'll see. Okay, we are at that 25% world tension, so I can do the extra refresher exercises and hopefully world tension doesn't decay too quickly. It is a 70-day focus, so we'll see how that goes. But this one's big as well. We get another plus 10 recruitable population factor, entrenchment speed higher. Our entrenchment speed is going to be so high. Good thing is like it decayed to 24, but this focus is still being executed, so I'm just going to roll with it. It should not still be executed. It should have canceled automatically, but whatever. Heck yeah, okay. Finish extra refresher exercises, so now all of these down here are unlocked. I want to get these 4 right here, I think. Yeah, let's do it. Do the Jaeger movement, followed by the Cold Front, followed by multi-tactics, followed by winter warfare. It is now currently 1939. I'm going to upgrade my engineer company for sure. These guys will be huge. And let's create what templates we're going to be using. I'm going to be focusing on this guy right here. All we're going to be doing is adding a support artillery detachment, followed by a artillery company. Support artillery company, and then a single artillery company as well added to the template. So not super big width infantry. And these guys are going to be my main force, followed by these guys. These guys are going to be my... After we defeat the Russians in this first Winter War, the continuation war, my templates will be mostly this. It'll be a 7-2 template. Let us add a cavalry recon squadron then. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to convert all of my guys, every single one, to this crappy template, because that's what we got. As you can see, our actual manpower goes up by a bunch from doing that. We're going to switch this to that single width template, so we get as much maximized manpower as we can. And all these guys, these 12 divisions, I will now devote to being that crappy template as well. We're going to lose all of our manpower from that, but that is okay. So you can see our political power reserves are slowly and slowly going up. It is March, so we are currently 6 months away, half a year, from the Russians declaring war on us. And now that I have that, I can organize my armed forces the way I want them to be for this conflict. So let's see, everyone's going to be organized under Mannerheim. Carl G. Mannerheim is our boy. I'm not going to assign any of the generals yet still, but we will create a main front line here, followed by Karla front line here. Then I'm going to add 2 divisions to the Karla front line. I'm going to have a single guy. Let's see, he's going to post up right here. Another 2 guys. Let's see, they're going to go up to here, and then 1 guy over to here. The reason why I'm splitting it up, because I have so many good generals, it'd be a shame not to split up and use all these generals. Let's see, and then a single, maybe 2 guys. We'll send 2 guys. Yeah, because I need 5. Yeah. Another 2 guys will be set up in this KDP right here. One of these guys will defend the island the minute the war starts. These guys will be set to harbor defense garrison. It is March 1939, 6 months left. Our bunker system is still in construction, but we have reinforced these KDPs here, here, and over here. I don't want to do the entire front because I don't need to. The Soviets are going to have super low amounts of supply here, all the way up to here. They'll have pretty high amounts of supply here and here, which is where their main thrusts are going to be coming. So pretty weak front lines, honestly, with how low width my guys are. But with all the bonuses I have, that width is maximized. And as I get more manpower, I can increase the width of those guys so they can hold a stronger and stronger defense until hopefully the Russians sue for peace. Alrighty, and we're at 450 political power, so after that, I'm going to start spending it a little bit. Might save enough for war economy, and then we'll get an infantry advisor, or infantry expert. We get Motti tactics. We're going to take a point and pause at September 1939, and that's where I'll re-show everything as I have it, what focuses I took, and things of that nature. So that way, if you're trying to replicate my playthrough for this achievement, you can do that based on what I have. Alright, Engineer Company 2, which is bueno. I think I'll get Recon Company 2 while I'm at it. World War II is about to begin in 2 months. We'll see how that goes. I have no real reserves. I just have some depth. These guys are already affected by low attrition, which blows. I forgot to do what I typically do in these games, which is build a railroad. Okay, we did winter warfare though. So that's good. We can utilize the SAMI, which increases our winter attrition. I think I'm going to do this one first. Help decrease that attrition. Then I'm going to start getting our generals. My main general is going to be Matti Arnio. Look at all those bonuses he got. And you're going to want to use these guys with the veteran Jaeger trait. They have way more potential for getting one of those others that you see down there, Trickster, Winter, all of those. They can get one of those much more easily, as well as they have a higher equipment capture ratio gain. So your guys will be losing less equipment, essentially. Down here, I'll put my most experienced general. Here I'll have... I don't really need attack. Which one is my northern front? These guys. So I need to have a good general here. I'll have this guy. I think. Where'd this guy? I'll have this guy be up there. And then... Ooh, this guy's nice too. Or this one. He's got Scavenger and Veteran Jaeger. And Engineer. Ooh. Okay. These will be our generals starting out. And then I'll also use this guy to help defend the ports. And then once the war starts, this area becomes demilitarized. So I'll immediately send this guy to occupy the islands. Also, when the war starts, my navy will do convoy raiding in the Gulf of Finland to hopefully slow down any naval invasion attempting to land. We'll do this one first and then do that one, because we'll switch out all of our horse detachments with the long-range patrol company. The biggest thing this helps out with is this movement of troops, because otherwise they have to walk from here to here. If you have a rail built, they can quickly move all the way down from the bottom of the front to the top. Alrighty. The winter war is about to happen, so I need to prep. I think last time it happened on like the 15th of October is when it started. It sucks that this is going to complete like right. Hopefully my men have enough time to switch out. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's switch out this with the long range patrol company. So all my guys will have that. And I'll add it later to this. Okay. This is what we got at the onset of the war. This is what my national focus tree looks like on the right. So I went all the way down to here. I'm going to be taking this one next. At the start of the war, this will be the first one. Politically, this is where I'm at. I went down here, here, and then took these ones. For Army experience, or for my officer corps, this is what my army looks like. This is what my doctrine tree looks like. I've already moved all the way down to here, almost down to the split in the tree right here. My advisors, this is what they look like. I have Mannerheim. Then I have the artillery genius and the regrouping genius in power. I have 645 political power saved up. And that'll be for the immediate onset of the war. 450 will go immediately to going to all adults serve. I'm going to spend, I think what I'm going to do is spend it on the infantry expert right now. These are the political guys I have in power. These ones don't matter as much. Construction-wise, bunkers built in the south, here and here at these key defensive positions, or attempting to be built. I wasn't able to finish them all the way, but at least they have one fortification on these weak areas. Patsamo, here and here are the other weak areas. Here in my last game, I was able to hold a strong defense. Also in the process building a railway line. Finished the one from Patsamo to here, or in the process of finishing the one from Patsamo to here, and then completed another one from here down to here. It's not going to alleviate the supply issues because you need to build a supply hub here. I'm not going to devote a whole supply hub to that. That would take way too long. And yeah, I think I already showed you. This is what my entire army is composed of, is this template right here. 3 infantry companies, 1 artillery company, a support artillery company, an engineer company, and then a long-range patrol company, which is a special Finnish support company. So 9 width units, not great, but we do have a ton of bonuses. I mean, look at that. Look at that power creep. My entrenchment speed plus 15, my maximum entrenchment plus 10, recon bonus while entrenched plus 10, damage reduction against cast, all that jazz. Everything's looking not bad. I've increased defense on core territory. Ton of stuff. I'm going to get this one, and eventually I'm going to get this one. But we'll do Finnish radio intelligence first. Soviets will probably attack in about 20 days. Yep. There's them demanding. So they need to create a security buffer for Leningrad. Officials from the Soviet Union have asked us for a revision for our borders. They want us to cede Karelia to them, and judging by the buildup of Soviet forces along a border, they will not take no for an answer. How should we respond? Sir, let them come if they dare. They give you some time, like 20 days before they actually declare war, I found. So that's about what you got. I forgot to set my spy to start building an intel network, but I'm going to do that now. Why? Because as you build the intel network, you gain, I think you gain entrenchment from the spy. This guy is going to be ready to move to here, to this port. I'm going to have him set to be, let me use this general. Alrighty. 5 speed, I'm going to keep going. Got Recon Company 2 just in time. Let's go. Oh. I'm just like pausing it periodically. Dude, my heart rate's kind of up on this. I really want this to work. Last time it did not work. Last time I did this, they penetrated at Patsama, so I immediately lost the achievement. They could not take a single tile. They're taking a second declare war. Last time it was October 14th. I'm going to be able to finish this focus in time. Yep, okay. I guess we'll start this one. It's a 70-day focus, though, so it's not great. but let's do this. It gives us a huge recon bonus. It gives us more initiative and gives us better defense. And before we get started, let's upgrade all of our guys. Unyielding Defender for sure, and Winter Expert for Mannerheim. Winter Expert for Maddie. Basically giving all my generals Winter Expert, if I can. This guy, I'm not going to spend points on. Winter Expert. Okay, that's enough. Any day now. Any day now. Okay, there it is. Oof, okay. Good thing is I have these guys that can shift over to here if need be. Here in the middle, I don't have anyone, so that better not fail. And here on the side, I can shift these guys as well. So not bad. I can immediately go to all adults serve and war economy. Don't want to do total mobilization. Never want to do total mobilization if you have manpower problems as a country, or you know you're going to have manpower problems. But we are on war economy. All adults serve. Our population should be going up. Here, I'm going to send these guys across the ocean. I'm going to set these guys to convoy raiding. I'm going to set the speed down to 3 so I can react to defenses as they happen. Some of these will turn green. Some of these will stay red. Oh, all the engagements turn... Oh. This one's in trouble. I'm just going to send this guy over to reinforce. Here it's also in trouble. I'm going to send a guy over to reinforce. My guy already made it to the island, so that's great. Okay, so far, only weak point is here. And I'm already sending a guy over to help out. Hopefully he can make it in time. Petsamo is holding. Hopefully our guy over there can make it in time. Holding on all fronts. Enemy has already lost 4,000 men. We've only lost 30, which is nuts. Manpower is increasing. Our war support's at 96%, which is very nice. Very nice. We're doing CC right now. Please hold, please hold, please hold. Okay, he's holding. Oh my god. Thank goodness. Okay, our war is not yet over. Not even close, bro. A month have passed. Nothing has changed. Okay. We're still holding. I'm only worried about 2 areas. Here, with the ports, holding the ports, because I did lose my king of the fleet, or my queen of the fleet, whatever it was. So my big cruisers are gone now. So the Soviets could do a naval invasion of my ports. Hopefully they don't. And this area right here, this KDP, this key defensive position, because the supply is bad enough that it's reducing my defensive bonuses a little bit. But I managed to spawn in 3 more divisions of these guys. So all the guys I have for my defense, I spawned 3 more divisions of that. I'm committing them here, and if these guys become too degraded, or if I start freaking out about them, I'll commit these guys to hurry up and move in. But so far, it's been about a month and a half since the war started, and we're doing pretty good. Look, I'm not going to make you sit through all 3 hours of my footage of me slogging my way through Finland. So here's some pointers for you. Keep your eyes on the key defensive positions that I pointed out earlier and rotate fresh divisions in as necessary. I would suggest spawning in 10 to 12 more divisions as equipment stockpiles allow. When you have 150 political power, replace your leader with Mannerheim in the balance of power decisions. You're going to want to do that as soon as possible. Go on the attack towards Brahmansk when comfortable if you feel like it. You don't necessarily need to, but I definitely suggest it. And then lastly, the Winter War will not be able to end until you take Leningrad, and I recommend not ending the Winter War. You can fight it out with the Germans once they join the war in 1941, and fight with you until the Soviets are defeated. Oh yeah, lastly and most importantly, so that's why I'm not really worried about him pushing up. It's just right here that I care about. Fuck! Next time on Andrew's channel. Non-Aligned Finland taking Leningrad. That was easy. I might have built a monster. Look at us now. We're so chunky. Winter War is never over.
Sir, want an apple?
Yeah, thanks.
And although he now says he put forward reasonable proposals which were rejected by the Poles, that is not a true statement.